Well, hello, IDS 105 students, and welcome to week 4 here in the IDS 105 learning community. Y'all, you are at the halfway point of the term. Holy smokes, how did we get here so fast? This is so exciting. So take a minute and give yourself a high five and a woohoo, because you are officially heading into the halfway point of your IDS 105 class term. I am Melanie Shop, your IDS 105 Learning Community gal. Just wanted to run you through really quickly what is due for week 4 and how to find everything. So at this point in your term, y'all, you know that everything that's graded and all your assignments and content are located within your IDS 105 classroom in Brightspace, which is that learn.snhu.edu. This week we're in Module 4, which you can find underneath Learning Modules. When you click on Course Menu, Learning Module, scroll down to Module 4. As always, click on the module introduction because it does go over what you're doing this week, an overview of what to expect. Plus, as you arrow through and scroll through, it'll take you to any reading that is within the module, which is always really important for you to review because it'll help you answer the questions on your assignments from week to week. It'll also take you through your required resources. This is where you can find your textbook chapter reading assignments, any videos that might help drive the concepts home, and other things that'll support your success from module to module. Here in Module 4, you do have a discussion assignment, and everything this week centers a lot on communication. So this week's discussion is communication in an ever-changing world. You have 3 questions to answer. One is to discuss a situation where communication is important. So this could be your daily life, work life, academic life. If you don't want to share anything that's like personal, you could always share or describe a situation from a show that you recently watched or a book that you've read or even like a movie. Question 2 is to describe your own personal communication style preferences in the situation you describe. So like, are you somebody that likes to text message? Do you like face-to-face? Do you like that phone call? Do you like kind of a combination of the different communication methods? Like what really works best for you and why do you think that you're like that? And then question 3, what communication strategies would help enhance communication in the situation that you described? So as a reminder, your initial discussion posts are always due by Thursday, or you can always work on them earlier as convenient for your schedule. And then you want to make sure that you respond to at least 2 of your classmates by Sunday or earlier. Y'all, remember with your responses to your classmates, they need to be more than a sentence or 2. All right. They can't just be like, oh, yeah, I agree, or oh, I like that, or like, have a great day. Not going to cut it. All right. When somebody shares their thoughts as they answer these 3 questions, you want to make sure you're taking the time to review what your classmates are saying. You can ask your classmates further questions. You could share if maybe like you feel the same way or you've had that happen to you, or if there was anything you think they could do differently. There's a lot of things that you can do to really build that interaction and dialogue within your classroom, and it helps you earn the most points when you actually put that work in. So a sentence or 2 just isn't going to cut it. Okay, I just wanted to remind you all of that. You also have your project part 3 due this week. As you know, we have been working on this project since week 2. So in week 2, we've centered in on using our scenario to help us answer questions about social justice. And then in week 3, module 3, we use that same scenario to help us answer questions about cultural fluency. And then now in week 4, module 4, we're going to be using that same scenario that you picked back in week 2. So whether it was school, workplace, or personal, or if you created your own, that same scenario, and you're going to be answering questions about intercultural communication and collaboration. So as always, you click on that like guidelines and rubric, it opens up the assignment overview, goes over the directions. We're using that same template. Remember what I've told you from week to week. You just open up that document you submitted in week 2 and week 3, and you're going to type in the areas and answers for week 4. Okay, you do not have to start over. You do not need to pick a new piece of paper. If you want to, you can, but at the end, when module 7, you have to combine it all. So you might as well just keep it in one place. Okay. As a reminder, if you need a refresher on that scenario, click on Project Scenarios. Looks like this when you pop it open. If you did create your own scenario, look back at what you wrote in Module 2 when you got that approved with your instructor, and make sure that you're using that same scenario from week to week, okay? Now, the other thing I wanted to point out with your project this week is the questions that you will actually be answering. So this week, like I said, we're talking about intercultural communication and collaboration. So question 1, explain how mindfulness of different cultures could improve communications with individuals in the scenario you picked. Question 2, describe how familiarity with diverse backgrounds could positively influence communication in your scenario. And question 3, why is an awareness of diversity beneficial to collaboration in the chosen scenario? What I wanted to remind you of also is that with your template assignment, when you pull that up and you submit that document, you can always go right here. I'm going to open it up one more time here. Hold on just a sec. There we go, y'all. I wanted to pull up that template, just a reminder of that you've already answered, picked your scenario. Remember, you can type right in these templates. So remember your scenario is here. You've already submitted part 1, you've already submitted part 2. Now we're on this part 3, intercultural communication and collaboration. Complete this section in module 4. As a reminder, your templates, when you open them up, don't have the highlights. These are mine just to kind of separate the different pieces and parts of your project. So here's the 3 questions you're answering. You type right in it, just like you did before, and you save it and you submit it, okay? So that is the big parts for module 4. But what I also wanted to remind you of is it's always a great time to utilize the academic support team. You can find the academic support team right in your Brightspace classroom, right underneath academic support. Click on academic support. It's going to pull up their services, and the written feedback steps are right here. It just helps you get an extra look at your project drafts that you are submitting and making sure that you are on the right track. So that's it, y'all. For week 4, just remember, discussion assignment initial post due Thursday, peer responses minimum of 2 by Sunday, and then that next project draft that you have due is due by Sunday, or you can turn them all in earlier as convenient for your schedule. If you're stuck, if you have questions, you're not sure on something, please reach out to your instructor, as we want to make sure that you are successful in submitting your assignments. If by chance you have fallen behind or life has been lifing and things have come up and you didn't do so hot on an assignment or you missed an assignment, this is the time to reach out to your instructor and see if you can get caught up and make a plan for your success. They could always say no, but the answer is always no unless we ask. So advocate for yourself and your best grade this term. Happy week 4, and just remember, you got this.